the serving size, etc.
I've got the Ritz crackers.
Oh, love those Ritz
I
crackers.
do too. And it says the serving size is only 5 crackers.
Oh, that's a bummer.
It's over.
And the carbohydrates is 10 grams and 3%.
Okay,
The sugar is 1 gram.
okay.
There's no fiber, and it's not 100% whole grain. It's
Yeah.
sugar.
There's some sugar there. Tastes good, doesn't
It
it?
really does.
Does it, on that package, going up to the fat, okay, does it have trans fat listed?
On the fat, it has saturated fat, trans fat, polyunsaturated fat, and
Monounsaturated, yeah. That has all the fat.
all of them. And it says 7%, a total 7% or 5% on, when it adds it all up.
Is a Ritz cracker a good idea?
No.
No, but I should like it.
I still like it.
Oh, I do.
My Lord.
And they're wonderful as toppings on casseroles
Oh, yes.
with, but yeah.
The butter and all that.
But just to sit around and eat, only 5 gives you all that. Something to think about. Okay, what did you have?
I had wheat thin.
Wheat thins, okay. We would think wheat thins has got to be better. It says wheat.
Yeah. 1 serving is 16 pieces.
One serving is 16 pieces, so we get more of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
The carbs is 22.
Okay.
Carbs. 4 grams sugar, 3 grams fiber,
Okay.
and it's 100% whole grain food.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Does it have, we get more of them, but we get more carbs.
Yeah.
What about the fats on those?
The fat, the total fat is 3.5 grams. That's 5%.
Okay.
The saturated fat is 0.5 grams. That's 3%. Let's see. The polyunsaturated fat is 2 grams.
Okay. Okay. So not a whole lot. So maybe a little better than our Ritz, if we needed to have one or the other. Well, I have a box here that's some low-fat original saltine crackers. Now, I'll tell you, my son and I got to eat it because they're very crispy, because they don't have the fat in them. And so I'll share with you, here we go. This is 5 crackers, is a serving. The total carbs is 11 grams. Less than a gram of dietary fiber because they're, these are not whole grain, and no sugars. So that might be a plus with these. There's very little fat because it is low fat. So, this might be a good choice to replace our Ritz for certain things. Might be. I'm not saying go start eating these all the time.
Same amount of serving. 5
and 5 and less. So, all right, our bread. What did y'all learn about the bread?
I do the whole wheat, but I found the mini buns, which that was the only thing that I looked at, and it's serving per bun would be one bun would be 28 milligrams. So, on looking on another paper, the slice would be 45 milligrams. Serving per container, 12. Calories, 7, 50, down to trans fat, 0. Sugar, 1 gram. And fat, 1 gram, which is 1%.
What was the fiber? Did I hear you say
The
fiber?
fiber was 1 gram.
1 gram. All right.
That could be more than that.
Yeah, you would think, because it says wheat.
But that was the little small one.
Yeah, it's a little slider.
The slider.
What did you find out about yours?
Mine, well, 1 slice is a serving, so that changes the thing.
So we typically have a
Because you're going to have 2 pieces for a sandwich. So one slice, and it's 13 grams of carbs,
Okay.
but two slices means it's gonna be 26.
And so that's like a whole, that's
Yeah.
2 carbohydrates
Right,
counting.
right. And then, the grams of sugar is 2, but actually that's 4.
Right.
And the grams of fiber is 1, so that's really 2, so it's got more fiber. I was curious to see about just the white bread.
How'd they compare?
Well, not too bad. A serving is 2 slices.
Okay.
Actually, the grams of carb is less. I don't know why. It says 21 grams of carb, so
Okay.
maybe the slices are thinner. I don't know.
Maybe.
And then, for the grams of, sugar is 3, so it's less.
It's less.
And then the gram of fiber is 1, so you get more fiber in the,
In the other.
get more
The
fiber.
honey wheat.
That's the only thing I saw different was you get more fiber.
But you're getting a little more sugar in the honey wheat because of the added honey, I would assume.
The sugar is 2. Yeah, that's
Okay,
it, that's
okay.
it.
So that's one thing to recognize about that. It has a nice flavor, but if you plan it out, it can work for you.
I was once put on a diet,
Mhm.
1,200 calories.
Okay.
And, they would let me eat up to 5 grams
Mhm.
of sugar, all across the board, 5 grams period. And if it was over 5 grams, that was it.
Okay.
I couldn't have it. So that's one of the reasons why I don't worry about the sugar too much if it's under 5 grams.
Right.
But that may not be a good rule. Is that a good rule? Or?
Well, it's not a bad rule.
Okay.
It's not a bad rule. If you look at whichever package you all have,
Mhm.
if you look at, and we're not going to worry about the serving size, because
Uh-huh.
it's going to be the same. If you look at the total carbohydrates, you can subtract out the fiber. Because if we talk about the 3 sources of carbohydrates are starch, fiber, and sugar. So if you take the fiber out, that's your remaining carbohydrates.
Okay.
What happens, the reason that we can look at this differently, let me get back here real quick. When you look at your food label, it'll say total carbohydrates, sugar, and fiber, and that doesn't add up to all of it because there may be just starch. They don't put that on there. It's not a requirement. So if you subtract the fiber, then, here's what happens, and you may already know this, but it's a good reminder. The fiber, if I eat a piece of apple pie, yummy, 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 okay? My blood sugar spikes.
Right.
If I eat the apple with the peel's where most of the fiber is, my blood sugar doesn't spike as much because the fiber is. So that's why we can look at total carbohydrates, subtract out the fiber. So that reduces the amount of carbohydrate. Does that make sense? Okay.
I was looking at this, sugar-free 100% whole wheat. Didn't know they had, sugar-free.
Okay.
And it's 26, grams of 26 whole grain, 4 grams of fiber, 0 trans fat, and no sugar content. So that's interesting.
Yep, that is. I did want to show you, just as a comparison. These are tortilla, flour tortillas, whole wheat tortillas. One tortilla, it has 22 grams of carbohydrate, 7%, dietary fiber, 3 grams or 12%, and 2 grams of sugar. In this, 3 grams of fat, and it's saturated and polyunsaturated. So this is something, a person could go to, kind of like we were talking about using the flat bread rather than the sandwich or bun type bread. So just something to...
Is that wheat or just like?
Yes, it says 100% whole wheat.
Okay.
We're going to stop now before we come to our cereal crew here. And I want you to look at find the ingredient list. Find the ingredient list. And my tortillas, it said 100% whole wheat. my first ingredient is whole wheat flour. If yours says anything other than whole wheat or whole grain flour or just whole grain or whole wheat,
If it says unbleached enriched flour.
it is not whole grain.
Ha!
See, most everything is wheat.
So
But-
if it's unbleached flour, wheat flour, malted, they got in parentheses as if this is part of it. Wheat flour, malted barley, flour, niacin, reduced iron, diamond, mono.
That's the enrichment,
Just to make.
That's enrichment.
right, where they say it's enriched. Here's the thing, and we talked about this, but now it may be starting to really come together, because this is where the rubber meets the road, when we're in the store picking it. These whole wheat flour, they took this whole grain and milled it. If it's, like yours is flour, they took the bran off of it and then they milled it. They enriched it to add back some things that are missing, but they don't add back the fiber.
Fiber.
Okay? So if it says anything other than whole wheat or whole grain on that ingredient, that's one way to know is it really whole wheat. Y'all with me on that? Because it can say whole wheat or wheat on the front, but it may not be.
On this one, this is cereal.
Yeah, let's
It
mix it cereal.
says, defatted wheat germ.
Is that what now?
Defatted wheat germ.
Defatted.
Okay,
Defatted wheat
Here-
germ. What is that?
Okay.
Okay. There's the germ. That's not where a lot of the fat is anyway, okay? But they process it to take any fat out of that, but it's just this part. Tell us what else you've got, what cereal you have and what you
Well,
learned.
I have Special K, original, and if I use, 1/2 cup of skim milk,
Okay,
1 cup will be 31 grams. Let's see, 23 grams of carb, 4 grams of sugar, and I'm not sure I'm reading where there is how many grams of fiber. It says 0, I'm assuming
Okay.
that's correct.
yep, that'd be correct. Yep, no fiber whatsoever. So, Special K,
No fiber.
no fiber.
Shut up.
I always say no way.
I have
And it is-
frosted flakes.
Let me ask you to visual, just, you can close your eyes. If you were gonna pour a bowl of cereal, think about the size of your bowl.
Big bowl.
Think about pouring that cereal in there. Open your eyes up.
A whole.
It's more than a cup of cereal and more than a half cup of skim milk.
I ain't gonna use no skim milk. 2% is 2%.
That's better than whole.
Yeah, okay.
Now, my mother-in-law, who eats that every morning for breakfast, does follow that.
Okay.
Her bowl is very small, and she uses skim milk.
Yeah.
You can hardly see the milk in the
Yeah,
cereal.
yeah. So, my point being, these don't apply. Like my friend, the mother that was drinking the breakfast drink. It's, unless we read that label, we don't really know what it is. All right, what do you have?
Like a neck bowl, it's a big bowl.
She's got Cheerios.
I'm curious.
Okay,
Regular Cheerios?
regular Cheerios.
Okay, all right. They claim that's got fiber, that's it.
It's a regular one.
Whole grain.
Okay.
I have, my serving was 14, my sugar was 2, my fiber was 1, and my
Thank you, ma'am.
carb,
Yes, total carbs?
7.
total carb 7,
Yeah.
fiber 2, did I say that right, or 1?
One.
Fiber 1,
And I
and,
have more fiber than that.
and sugar was 2.
Sugar's 2, there's more sugar than fiber. Let me see that. For 1,
Right.
okay.
I know it.
Okay, and here's the thing.
I have more fiber.
We think, wouldn't we?
I would think it said whole grain.
The other thing to note is this is 3/4 of a cup, less Cheerios than our Special K. Now it's less carbs, so that's just something to be aware
Well,
of.
what's supposed to be so good for your heart? They claim that this is good for your heart. They want you to buy it.
Yeah.
Oh, they buy it.
Well, this is, the first ingredient is whole grain oats.
Okay.
Wheat is whole grain oats. And that does have fiber. It's, you know, in theory, it's just not as much as we think.
Because they process it.
Well, it's processed, it's the whole thing, but it's just not as much as we think it is.
Okay.
Does that mean we shouldn't eat it? No. We just need to be aware.
Yeah.
That it may not be doing us as much good
As we think.
So tell her she's got cinnamon crunchy oat squares.
Okay.
Served is 3/4 of a cup.
Okay?
Okay, it had, how many grams of carbs? It says 26 one plate,
Okay.
and then it says other carbohydrates. Okay, and there's 26, but when I told it up, then there's the 26.
Well, it doesn't have the starch in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it had 8 grams of sugar,
Okay.
2 grams of fiber, and it says it's made with whole grain oat flour and whole wheat flour.
So it is whole. Okay, it is whole.
But now, on this Cheerio thing, you're gonna put a little sugar on that one, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So how much
It's
sugar?
gonna taste better.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. So when you're talking about putting,
Right.
two teaspoons of sugar would equal equivalent to
How
what?
much?
2 little teaspoons.
2 teaspoons.
I'm doing a tablespoon.
Tablespoon. Y'all said,
Well, here's, yeah.
so what's the deal here?
You're going, by adding that sugar,
Uh-huh.
you might as well
Well,
have.
just long as half That's what I said.
You might as well have some fruity sparkles.
Oh, my word.
Well, what about the honey nut?
That's
The
right.
honey nut, if it keeps you from adding sugar,
It does.
Yeah,
It does. It's better.
now, if you look at it, you may, if you have them in the store, side by side, you may go, well, it's got more sugar, but if it keeps you from adding,
You're gonna add sugar to it.
then that's a better choice.
I eat Raisin Bran, and because of the raisins, I don't put sugar in.
Right, right. So but I
But
encourage
the
you.
raisins got a lot of sugar in them.
They do. So that's the thing I would encourage you all, for these foods that you routinely consume, go to the store or, you know, at home with what you've got in your pantry, and just look at them and be aware. It's not to say you're going to throw it away and never eat again, but there may be a few items you're going, I need to quit that. I don't know if I've seen some of the TV shows where people are they're morbidly obese, and they go in their pantries at home and they throw pretty much everything away. We're not going to do that, but if we're trying to watch out for our good health, we need to choose better things more of the time. More of the time. So, I did want to tell you about the fruity sparkles just for fun. 3/4 cup is a serving, no fat, total carbohydrates, 27 grams, 9%, no fiber, 11 grams of sugar. And then the other carbohydrate may be, it may be some sugar alcohols, or it could be your starch. So that's the 2 things. So again, the place to look, if you wanted to know, is it really whole grain, is in your ingredient list. In your ingredient list. If it says whole grain oats, whole grain wheat, then it is. Even if it's whole grain flour, that means they took the whole wheat kernel and did that. So, any questions or comments on that? We'll pick these up in a little bit.
I wanted to ask you about that little Nutri-Grain thing, not that one.
The nutrient.
That thing, my granddaughter loves them.
Okay.
So, how are we measuring up on that thing? Too much? I know it's got 11 grams of sugar, because I've already,
It does 3 grams of fiber, 10%, total carbs, 24 grams or 8%. The ingredient, the crust is whole grain oats, and then it has enriched flour. So it's got a little bit of both there. And of course, some of your sugars are the strawberry filling that they've added sugar to. So
but is that a bad thing there?
if it helps her,
Oh, I know, eat 3 or 4.
does she eat this for breakfast or as a snack?
I've been indulging with a cup of coffee one.
Okay. Well, if this was her breakfast,
That's not,
going to school,
yeah,
it's probably not the worst thing she could eat. If you
Okay.
think about this versus the honey bun.
right,
So,
right.
yeah.
Well,
We kind of have to put it in perspective
Right.
of the reality of what we'll choose.
So, since I have changed from Honey Nut Cheerios to Frosted Flakes, and I was doing 2% to cut some of the,
But fat. Is that, are you asking if that's a good choice?
yeah, I know it's not. So I need to find something to eat in the morning.
You might want to look for something.
I thought about trying I don't know if it's a good deal or not, but I don't think I can do the 2% milk. The overnight oats with
Yeah,
some cinnamon and
Right.
some nuts in it.
yeah. I have never gotten that overnight oat thing to work for me. I just don't care for it.
I don't really like oats, but I can do those.
Can you, okay. See, everybody's different.
and I love
Because I think the trick of it is though, you cannot, the milk situation has got to be exact so it'll spoil it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, and then it's like,
That's true.
yeah.
That's true.
And, but I'd have to do the whole milk, so I don't know if that'll be good or not.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing about milk, when we talk about the difference between 4%, 2%, 1%, and skim, the only thing that changes is the fat. I mean, it's not the lactose unless it's a totally different kind of milk. So that's not something to worry about. I would encourage you all to consider. Again, going back to the whole idea of people with diabetes often wind up with heart disease, so we do need to be concerned with that. I have had people that have said this works. Say, for example, and I know you may not have children at home, so you don't go through milk very fast. I don't. But what people have done, if they're trying to retrain their taste, okay, with the milk, stepping down from 4% to 2, is if you buy a quart, get 2 pints, mix it, and then you've made yourself some 3%. And kind of step down and get used to a change. Just a thought. I mean, it kind of helps you step that down a little bit. If you get used to that, you might say, well,
I can probably go.
I might could step it on that. When my son lost all the weight, which he needed to lose, we ended up going to skim milk at my house. I mean, it was his thing. I thought, I don't know, I can drink that. Kind of like everybody's reaction. I was the same way. And now I'm used to it. And I'm like, if I have 2% now, I'm like, ugh. It's like that.
It's thick, but
It's thick, but it's you see where I'm going with that. That may not be, you may not use milk enough that it matters. So that's what's important for us to think about, how these things fit into our overall meal plan. It may be.
tell you need that dietary in the milk for your bones and all that.
Yeah, you do.
But if I don't eat a cereal, I'm not gonna dare drink a glass of milk. I'm just not gonna have it.
Well, this is what's ironic.
I don't either, really.
When I changed to skim milk, I used to not really like milk. When we changed to skim, every once in a while I'll drink a glass of milk. It's, I mean, yeah.
I look at that as colored water and I can't do it.
You never know, you never know.
I'm trying, I'm
I
going
know.
from whole to 2%, so.
Well, and like I said, if you don't drink a lot of milk, then it's not that big a deal. All right, so we're gonna switch gears now and talk about these artificial sweeteners. The difference between artificial and sugar alcohol. So artificial sweeteners do not give us calories. We knew that. They use the term non-nutritive sweeteners. So if you come across that, that's what that means. Sweet 1 equals saccharin, sweet and low, Splenda, stevia. Those are our artificial sweeteners. Now sugar alcohols. These are made from dextrose and from fructose. They're made from those. They do have energy. They do give us calories, but not as much as sugar. These are the different names that you may see in ingredient lists. We don't typically go out and buy isomalt or sorbitol or what have you, but that's what those are. So if you're reading an ingredient list and it has no sugar, it says it's sugar-free, but you see that it's got some calories